There's another universe. Please make some noise. Give me a
Should you start your own business, or should you focus on your education and get yourself into a high-paying career? Why not both? Why limit yourself to one box? The truth is, a lot of us are limiting ourselves because we see things on the internet we think that could never be me. It's too hard. But the truth is, if you have a skill that can be transferred from your work to your own side hustle, your own business, you will get ahead so much faster that way. It's about diversifying your income streams and not relying on one basket. A lot of people do glamorize business ownership, entrepreneurship on the internet, right? You'll see people posting, I used to be a waitress, then all of a sudden I quit my job and I started making 6 figures as this entrepreneur, and you don't even know what they're doing. And you might find out they're selling you a course at the end of the day, but they don't really show you the journey. The truth is that as a business owner, your income is not stable. You're not gonna just start this business and every month is gonna be in profit. You might start and you might be in the negative for the first few months, even a couple years. It depends on what industry you're going into. And you might even find that 1 month you're doing so well, you're making money, oh my goodness, this is what I've been waiting for. And then the next month, all of that income is gone and you end up with nothing. So what a lot of people do, and a reason they fail, is that they rely on their new business right from the start and think that it's going to pay them and fund their lifestyle, where that is not how you scale. That is not how you build true wealth. How you scale is your initial profit, you should be investing it back into your business. You should be aiming bigger. You should be growing and growing until you've created something bigger than yourself. Because the truth is, if you are always needed in that business, if you are actively working in it, if something happens to you, you're essentially screwed. You don't have a fallback option. Where if you build that business to a point where it's paying you and you get to the CEO or visionary type level where you are just overseeing the policies and making sure that everything is going as planned, you're gonna find a lot more growth and see way more results than if you jump right into entrepreneurship right away. So I would suggest doing both. Pursuing that career. Education is always good. Even the degrees that people say, even psychology, even arts, even degrees that people say aren't going to pay you a lot, they are going to pay you in knowledge. And that knowledge is what you can use to help others, to scale, to solve a problem that will turn into revenue for you. So prioritize your education, prioritize getting those connections, networking, maybe working for a huge firm or get your dream job. And you're not stuck in that box. On the weekends, on the side, build your dream, build your foundation from the ground up. Because if you were to, think about it this way, if you were to lose your job and it pays you well, it's got good benefits, and that's all you had, you didn't have a fallback option, that's it. You're gonna be scrambling, you're gonna be back to square one. Sometimes people can be sitting and unemployed for 6 months. It takes a while to get that job back. Where if you are scaling a business as well and you lose that job, you immediately have work to do. You're not scared. Now I've got work to do. I've got to build up my business. This is all I've got. And you're not starting from square zero. You're not starting from square one all over again. And if you lose a contract from a business, let's say a client fires you, usually you have multiple clients. So you're not scrambled. You're actually like, what did I do wrong? What can I do to win this client back? Or how can I get even better clients that pay better, or more clients? How can I grow this business even further? You're not left with, I lost my client, I've lost everything. And that's why I say diversify your income stream, don't put your eggs in one basket, and always aim for higher. I think a lot of people limit themselves, and it's because of their mindset. It's because they really think, it worked for her, I saw her do it, but it's not gonna work for me. And instead of pushing themselves harder, a lot of people just get stuck in a box. You're gonna hear that noise, right? They get stuck in listening to that noise where people are like, oh, you know what, you're too young, but he comes from a well-off family. His family is full of entrepreneurs. It doesn't matter. The truth is, it is only dependent on you now and your vision and what you've got planned for the future. What people are saying, it's not gonna pay your bills. People are saying that because they are usually unhappy with what they're doing and they're discouraged. Don't listen to those people, because mindset is, honestly, I'd say it's at least 50% of the puzzle here. If you don't believe that your business is going to grow to the point where you can maybe quit your job or just fund that lifestyle that you've been thinking of, you're not going to, because people aren't gonna just magically believe in you. You're not gonna say, oh, you know what, one day I'm gonna own my own six-figure venture. No, people are going to think you're crazy, especially if you come from nothing, especially if you don't come from a supportive family. They're not going to believe that you can do that. They're going to tell you, play it safe, go get your degree, get your career. And you know what? There is some truth to that. A lot of people don't see immediate results. So you should be prepared. You should be educated. Expanding your mindset is never a bad thing, but you shouldn't limit yourself. You don't have to follow that strict path that your advisors might tell you. If you do dream bigger, that's a sign that you're meant for bigger. So definitely make sure you branch out, stay focused. Don't start 10 businesses at once either, but the way that you actually accomplish your goals, the way that you actually get things done is by staying focused, removing the noise, and being in alignment. If you have people that are discouraging you and they're telling you, you can't do that, think realistically. Their realistic is not your realistic. They're trying to put you in a box. It's not gonna be easy. Nobody says, oh, you're gonna have everybody supporting. No, not everybody's gonna believe in you. Most of the best ideas, people didn't believe in at first. And they had to show the world what their vision was. Look at Amazon, that was not heard of. It started off as an online bookstore, and then it turned into a multi-billion-dollar company that everybody's using day to day. And now you can even get your groceries delivered. People in the beginning were thinking, we don't need that. Oh, 2-day shipping, two-day shipping was unheard of. I would order something, and anybody I know, they'd be like, don't order, it's gonna take weeks. And everybody would just go in person for shopping. Now, you're actually getting your packages the same day sometimes, or within 2 days. So do you think that everybody was like, oh, that's a great idea, that we need 2-day shipping? No, the person who came up with the idea, that is where it starts. And it's not up to others to understand right away. It's up to you to show them. And you're not going to do that by sticking yourself in one box. So I would say be safe. Don't put yourself in a scary financial situation, but use your job. Stay focused. What is your job teaching you? How is your job expanding your mindset? And how is your job aligned with where you want to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? And then when the time comes to go off on your own, you will be so much more prepared. The trick is to be realistic, but a bit delusional, because if you're not a little delusional, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna push those boundaries that you've been taught since you were young. Especially if you're the first in your generation, you have to push a lot harder. The trick is that everything that you're doing should be somehow serving your long-term goal. So that job, maybe it's not your dream job, maybe it's not glamorous, but is it paying your bills? Is it supporting you enough that you can have the peace of mind in order to pursue your other endeavors to build? If it is, then that's still a win. A 9-to-5 is not something to be ashamed of. It's actually something to be proud of. Don't be stupid, don't throw it away, but plan for the future.